Huh. Ooh, that's scary. There is no way I will sleep tonight after reading that. And I already knew what it said because I wrote it. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Taking a break from splitting and stacking firewood here. Reading a little bit of October Nights by this guy. He looks a little bit familiar, doesn't he? My print copy finally came, UPS. Look at that, meaty. Lots of meat and potatoes in there. It's about a 337-page book, I think. And so anyway, October Nights, my new anthology, 31 Tales for the Halloween season. It's available on Amazon in print or Kindle by way of the link in the description box below. So enough about that. And okay, let me tell you this though. There's 31 stories in here. I think about 6 of them may have already been told on YouTube. The rest have not, but probably 8 of them will be in October because there are some stories in here that are clean enough for this platform. I'm going to read them for you in October. As of this recording, it's September 20, so we're getting close. But let's go for a little walk. I really am taking a break. I've been splitting. This is an hour's worth of work. I split some red oak that I've had laying out here seasoning for 2 years now, and I've got all kinds of new wood, new firewood, and then of course here's a bunch of maple that I split with my my little 2-ton manual splitter this summer. All this today, all this oak, I split with my 10-pound sledgehammer and a diamond maul. Okay, and some of it was pretty big. It was about 2 feet across, and I split it into like some of those big pieces. They split into 6 pieces. That'll give me, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours worth of burning just from one big round. And I'm up to an hour a day now. I timed it. I just split for an hour. Remember, started a couple weeks ago getting back into this because I'm easing back into homesteading shape. And so I was doing 30 minutes a day. Started out at 20 really because I hadn't done it much for like a year because I split and stacked so much the last time I was really into it that I had enough for all of last winter. And I probably already have enough for, I might have forgot to tell you to get my 6, but get my 6. Watch up here, this area along the tree line. Watch for movement. We're going to go up there. We did this once last week and worked out pretty good. We were able to sneak up on something that kept kind of, looked like it was coming in and out of vision behind us. We're going to try to do it again. I've been out here all day. I helped my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, plant some banana trees earlier today, and by helping her, I mean I planted her banana trees for her while she stood there and looked pretty. But that's just how we work together, and I love it, love every minute of it. So okay, so did that for an hour, and here's my point of this as we're trying to sneak up on him, her, it, or they. I get a lot of comments in the comment section. People tell me that I inspire them. Well, I'm flattered, and thank you for letting me know that. I don't know how that happens because I'm just kind of like some dude that comes out here and walks around, just a man outstanding in his field, looking for what may or may not be in the forest behind his home. And so anyway, I wanted to let you know, you inspire me as well. When I go through the comments and something really weird is going on, we hardly ever get comments from vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges. I think we had one like in the last 2 days. And you remember how we deal with these people. We pray for them and then we just ban them and move on. So we had one in the last 2 days. This individual said something to the effect of, I always wondered how an army man could afford 6 acres of land outside of Charlottesville, but I finally figured it out. You just make really long, really boring videos, and then you've somehow found a bunch of people who are stupid enough to watch them. Well played. Thank you for your service. I invented a word about a year ago, and that the word would be fitting for this comment. It's called a humble salt. You guys have all probably heard the word humble brag. You know, it's when somebody will like kind of downplay something they've done, but what they're really doing is bragging, like, oh, I went to the gym today and I only did 100 reps. I can't believe I'm so low energy. Well, they say that, bragging about having done 100. That's a humble brag. Well, a humble salt is when somebody insults you, but they want to make it sound like they're complimenting you. Like, you know, I guess army guys or peasants or something, and my videos are boring. The people that watch them are stupid. Oh, but thank me for my service. Okay, well, keep getting my six pack here. We're getting close to the forest. Here's what we do, remember? We're going to pray for that individual. Dear God, I pray that you will bring that vertically challenged individual who humble salted me the same health, wealth, and prosperity that you have so blessed me and my family with. Amen. And we've already banned this person and moved on. So now we're done. No more sting. But we don't get many of those anymore. And we get so much encouragement from the comments you folks do leave. But there's so many of them, I wish I could remember names. A couple people this week has really inspired me. When I made the video about a week or so ago about people being cynical, they'll see you doing something you enjoy doing, like gardening, paint by numbers, stitching, knitting. One person even mentioned what do you call that when you burn like into wood? There's a tool. You like solder images into wood. She said that she really enjoyed doing that, and she did it a lot. One of her friends came over once and made the comment. She said, wow, you'd think you'd be better at that by now. And that just really hurt her, and it really stung. But she continued to do it, and she still does it. And she gives these art pieces she makes away to friends and family, but not that friend anymore. She doesn't get any more. Well, one dear woman, and this two big motivators for me this week. One woman said that she has health issues and she gets around on a walker and not very well. And so she used to garden, so that would be her way to kind of like, it would motivate her to kind of force herself to have to go outside every day on her walker to water her plants. And so she said she was out there once and she overheard a neighbor say to another neighbor, said, I really just want to kind of go over there and ask her if it's worth it. Now listen, folks, when we overhear these things, we didn't overhear it. These things were said in such a way that we were meant to hear it. Okay? It's a form of passive aggressiveness. Now, that's unfortunate that happened, but there are tons of negative Nellies like that out there. And I want to give a shout out to all of our viewers named Debbie, because one of them commented, my name's Debbie, but I'm not a downer, but I'll let it slip. And I know she was being tongue-in-cheek like I am tongue-in-cheek about like so many things. So anyway, and yeah, I'm looking, you keep looking too. We're up here for a reason. Unfortunately, this woman that this happened to, she said she stopped gardening because of that, because that stung so bad. And that she, I believe, never got back into it because her health continued to deteriorate. And that she, to this day, regrets having stopped doing something that she enjoyed because of a cynical comment by someone who could, see what she was doing, but someone who certainly was not being harmed in any way by what she was doing. All right. And I thought, I'm guilty of the same. We used to breed rabbits and we used to raise chickens. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know what happened to the chickens. They had an unfortunate demise. Look right back there. Keep your eyes open. Right there below where that light is. I'm detecting movement, so let's sit here and chat for a while. We would have people who were cynical to us while we did these things. Even with the gardening, you know how cheap food is and all that. Well, we kind of got out of the rabbits and the chickens thing because of that. And I thought, wow, I've done the same thing this woman did. And so for the last few days, I've been thinking about getting back into it. We already have the pens and the cages and and we're very humane with raising our rabbits. We have like a 25 feet wide, 50 feet long pen that has 2-inch wire going 2 feet underground so they can't burrow out. We never had a rabbit escape, and we never had a predator get in and get any of our rabbits. There was another frustration with that too, though. We were selling them on Craigslist, and just so many times people would say they were going to come out at a certain time on a certain day for rabbits, and so we made sure not to go anywhere, and these people just didn't show up. And we were selling them for $10 each, and that just got frustrating because we do live half an hour out of town. So you guys seeing that back there? I thought I heard a scream too. That's why I stopped talking. Look at that. There's something back there. It's like I'm getting images of it in the camera, but I can't see it with the naked eye, just like what we caught last week. Okay. So anyway, point is, my family and I are now having a conversation about getting back into rabbits and chickens. Of course, there is the ever ongoing issue of potentially having a Bigfoot Sasquatch living in the woods back here behind our house, who may or may not very much like chickens. I hear footsteps. You see that? Keep watching. Okay, so anyway, and that conversation that we're having that is probably going to lead to us getting some more livestock again, it's because I was inspired by a woman who came forth and told us that she feels it was a mistake and she regrets having stopped doing something she enjoyed doing because of a cynical neighbor. Secondly, I started the video by showing you how much wood I split today with the 10-pound sledgehammer and a diamond maul. That wasn't a humble brag. I was just showing you what I did. Tossed around the idea in my head of getting a gas-powered log splitter, which I know I'm probably going to do because I have so much to do, but there's this little voice that just whispers to me, Kevin, don't become that guy who just relies on equipment for everything so that the time will come that you can't do anything. Now, we had a comment on the video I made about that, and the guy said, and I wish I could remember your name, sir. I'd give you a shout out. But he said, Kevin, I'm 60 years old. Okay, I'm 46, so this guy's 60. He said, I've been splitting my own wood to burn for more than 30 years. He said, I think he said he had like 27 chainsaws, and I'm using a little 18-inch pullin'. He said, you don't know how many pull-ins I've just thrown out of trees out of frustration because of the low quality. He said, I would recommend you get a steel chainsaw and don't worry about the log splitter. He said, those logs are big, and we've got some huge logs down there. He said that he personally would saw them up with his steel because it's a powerful enough of a saw to get the job done, high enough quality to get the work done. And he said that he would split all that up with a sledgehammer and 2 mauls in a pretty short period of time. And I believe him, because when I was in wood splitting shape here a couple years ago, I could have done the same. So that inspired me to kind of, put off the gas-powered splitter for a little while longer. And just, I spent a number of years not really doing much because it was after the war. I'd had surgery, gone through rehab. I was told I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I was told I couldn't run without severe pain or without risking further injury. And the worst thing I did was believe all that, and I didn't do anything. And I became sedentary, and I was over in the Philippines for a number of years, sitting on the beach and just not doing a whole lot. fast forward because I don't want to focus on the bad. We want to focus on the good. I get here to Virginia, come back, bring my family, get the homestead, and we bought it. You know, it's September. You know what? This is ironic. Well, it's September 20 now. September 16th, 4 days ago, was our 4-year anniversary of being here. So we've been here for 4 years and 4 days. And the leaves started falling in October, and I went out to rake leaves, and I found that I couldn't rake leaves for 10 minutes without being so exhausted. My forearm muscles got so sore from using the rake. I was ashamed. I would have been embarrassed if anybody would have seen. I mean, because guys, I used to run 70 miles a week. I used to bench press almost twice my body weight. Was always active. I was an airborne infantryman. I mean, I could ruck march 20 miles with 50 pounds on my back after jumping out of a plane. But I'd allowed myself to just become sedentary. I didn't do anything. So then when I started doing stuff again, it hurt. It was hard, and I couldn't do it. And so a 60-year-old man who watches this channel, who today, thought I got bee stung. It's a briar. I'm walking by a yellow jacket's nest. A 60-year-old man who to this day still splits and stacks and all this stuff, his own firewood with sledgehammer and a maul, has inspired me. And that's the point of this video, really. Again, like I said in the beginning, you guys are always saying I inspire you. You don't realize how much you inspire me. And on top of not wanting to become sedentary, not wanting to become the guy, again, that I was once, that just couldn't do anything because I didn't do anything, you know? Or if I did do something that's common for most folks, I would get injured, you know, just because I didn't do anything. Going back to what the lady said about her gardening, I simply enjoy doing it. I love it. I mean, I was out there for an hour. Look around me. I've got the flannel on. Today is officially the last day of summer, which means tomorrow is officially the first day of fall. But guys, for last week, it's felt like fall out here. And when fall comes around, it's my favorite time of year. I look for things to do outside so I can be out in the weather, getting this nice, clean fall air. And look at that. If that doesn't look like a portal of sorts. So I'm down around pretty close to where I was detecting movement earlier. So let's keep our eyes open. I'll prattle on here for another minute or two, then wrap it up, because I've got to go down there now, and I've got to toss all that wood that I split out of the truck, and I'm going to stack it up. I'm moving things around because it's setting back in a different part of the property, and we're trying to clear some parts up we haven't been using because we're going to start using them again because we want to. We want to do things that we enjoy doing simply because we enjoy doing them, and it doesn't hurt anybody. Okay? So I guess that's pretty much all I had to say. It'd be great if you would go get your copy of October Nights. I ordered that like almost 2 weeks ago, and it just came 2 days ago. So since it is September 20, if you want to have that by October 1 in the print copy, you probably need to go ahead and get it. But again, I'm going to read quite a few of those stories to you in the month of October. I just want people to hear my stories. Even if you don't buy the book, I want to tell you some of them, and I will read some out of that book for you. Know, I can't read them all because some of them just are not appropriate for this platform. You know, it's a book written for grown-ups, and there's some grown-up issues in there, and there's some grown-up language. So be aware of that if you don't like reading such types of books. But I'm not a weak writer. I used to be. You know, my first couple of novels is just like, whatever. I've talked about that too much. I'm not going to go back into that. But something moving around back there, and the closer I get to it, the further away it gets from me. So I guess that's all we're going to get to see of it today. If you saw it, timestamp it. And as always, thank you for spending time with me. I've burned up about 20 minutes of your life. I know it's time you'll never get back. I value you. I know your time's important, so I sincerely want to thank you for spending some of it with me. See you for more next time from here at the PBS. The Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show.